And we are live.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the life. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect. Thank you. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below.
Hey guys, what is up? I hope you all are having a wonderful Mandela Effect evening. I'm joined tonight with Melissa, and I also have Ty here with us. Ty, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
Hey man, we're excited to have you, and we also have, of course, my co-host Teresa. Hey Teresa, say hello to everyone.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Teresa, the queen of residues.
Yeah, so we're all excited to talk about the current. We want to talk about the current situation with the skeleton. Some people remember it, and see what you kind of guys, or see what you had to say about that. Just see if you either remember it that way, or you might remember it a different way. That's perfectly fine. But we're dealing with our human skeleton. Seems like it may have shifted again. There are some things that are least talked about, and I just wanted to show my face to you guys to sort of give you a warm greeting and everything. But Melissa, you have that presentation you wanted to show everyone, so we can get on with it.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, here
I'll
we
be
are.
checking the chat occasionally too to see if anyone else has any other memories with the skeleton. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's sharing with everyone right now. All right, so what are some of the first things we notice? Teresa, why don't you mention what you told us about the skeleton earlier, the skull, I mean. What did you notice different now?
Well, earlier today I noticed something on a coworker of mine. He had and I noticed the back of his skull looked differently. We have more ridges in the back, and we have like a V shape in the back as well, like a V. It's hard to explain.
Okay. Melissa, can you show us with the mouse so that way we can talk about it?
Explain it. Yeah.
All right, and I know Tom Hickens' channel.
Visual of it.
I know on Tom Hickens' channel, he's mentioned that he has like he cuts hair, and he's noticed that there's like this bump on the back of our head now, but I never noticed it was in a V shape. Melissa, okay, yeah,
that's. And there's that big bump on the top too. I noticed that.
Yeah, where up here, there's like it comes to a point.
I can't.
Yeah, the skull is not my area of specialty or anything. Neither am I a doctor. We're just trying to see what you guys remember. And tell us how you were, something about the side of the head where the temples are in relation to the eye sockets, because it looks like that spot has sort of narrowed even more. Show us that real quick.
Right here?
So, yeah. Show us where the eye sockets are in case it changes. Go ahead. Let's talk about that.
Eye
Teresa,
sockets are here.
Yeah, can you zoom in any more so we can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because all we have is what we have currently. Remember, we're dealing with a crime scene here. Something possibly has changed, so we're talking about it as we speak.
Well, of course.
Yeah, turn sideways a little bit more. Turn sideways. Okay. Now, Teresa, you said, I know you can't see this, Teresa, but you said it looks like somebody just took and bashed us in the side of the head, right?
I noticed that when I brought the skull up, I was bringing it up to look at the back of the skull, and then I saw the front of the skull, and I said, oh no, yeah, it looks like the sides of our heads are like bashed in, like somebody pushed their sides of their head in. No wonder if people are getting headaches.
Well,
right, Brian?
Yes. Well, it seems like you and me were having like real bad headaches Thursday. That's why I
Yes.
could not focus on my show. I think they were trying to stop me from doing the show. But I remember it felt like I got off an amusement ride, you know, like one of those tilt-a-whirls or something like that. That's what I
I've been
felt
getting
like.
headaches almost every other day.
What day was that, Brian, for you?
What is it?
What day was that for you?
That was this past Thursday. I'm looking at my calendar. That was the 3rd, the
This
3rd
must
of
have
August.
just happened. This just happened though.
Well,
These changes in our skull, because I don't remember seeing those before.
and
It had
Melissa,
to be recent.
Melissa, what is that you're pointing to? You're pointing to some. That's the right ear. Is that the right ear hole? What is that? There's some kind of new hole behind the jaw.
I'm not sure.
It looks like it could be the ear hole. Like I said, I'm not.
Put everything back on to be able to know what. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That is the right ear hole.
No, not to point out the
All right,
obvious.
but let's.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. You want to go ahead? You can talk.
Not to point
Go
out the
ahead.
obvious. Not to point out the obvious, but obviously the bone behind the eye. Yeah, everyone knows about that already. Of course, that's a Mandela effect. That wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned
But
Melissa.
do you guys notice something else too? Like, I pointed this out once before about this V shape that forms up here above your eye sockets, and we have this split. If you feel right along here, along your eyebrow, there's a split, like a hole. That for just a minute there, and the eye sockets,
Wait a
yes.
minute. Chrissy, another change.
Okay.
I'm looking at the chat room, guys. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay.
And it says the ear in the bone is now something in the ear and the bone.
Oh,
Hang on
talking
a
about that
second.
line right there. She's talking about the line right in the center of your screen.
That one?
I think that's what she's referring to.
Which one? This
In the middle, right in the middle. I would say
or that?
at 4 o'clock.
At the 4 o'clock?
At 4 o'clock. You see that
which?
bone right there, the jawbone?
Okay.
You see where the jawbone
It's
extends up?
that one right there.
No, up.
Right there.
Up, higher. Higher.
Up higher.
Yeah, is
that one?
the jawbone? Yeah, is that the jawbone right there?
Everybody's getting headaches.
What is that called? This.
Rena says we're gross now.
Yeah. Well, let's draw.
I wonder
Since you got the mouse,
what this is.
Melissa, can you trace that area above? Can you trace the jaw first of all, and then notice how it's like a wrench shape?
Yeah.
I think you said,
yeah,
right?
Look at that. Isn't that crazy?
Right there. Do you remember that?
No.
No, that would be very.
Okay.
Brian, I'm saying no because that would be incredibly difficult to break. Very, very difficult to break. Don't you remember when you
Well,
were a
you
kid?
think about if you uppercut somebody hard enough, it seems like it would puncture your brain because it looks so sharp.
Yeah, that would be something. You'd be very. Yeah, that does not look.
But what was that bone called above the jaw?
That one?
Yeah, what was that called?
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Sphenoid? Is that sphenoid?
That's what yeah.
I think it's called.
Okay.
I think it's called bone with a B.
All right. And we could sing that song, but no, we're not.
No, we're not.
Okay, so there was a bridge. Yes. What is that bone right here? That
Right
yes,
temple.
there's a bone that bridges right before you get to the ear hole. What is that bridge?
This?
What is that? Yes. What is that? That is the right temporal.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the
But look how it comes down. It has this pointy thing right here.
Yeah, what is that? That's all part of it, I guess.
I don't know.
It could be a go ahead, can you rotate it? Yeah. What? No. That looks like a bee stinger pointing
Yes.
down.
That's not right. Can you rotate that back again?
Okay.
That's not.
Wait, yeah, rotate it back.
That's not.
Oh, wow.
That's not right. That right there would be a problem for us. That would be a problem for us in every accident
Yeah,
that
that
we
would
ever
get-
have.
that would get
that'd be
breaking.
lodged. That would be lodged in, and that would break. What is that connection?
Hang on, is there one on the other side or is that in the middle? Wait, hold on. What is that? Hang on. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Right there. Temporal.
So there's one on each side, right? Or is it one in the middle? Those little
Yeah,
stingers.
One on both sides. There you go.
Oh,
See
wow.
right there?
They don't connect.
They look
to
like fangs. Like fangs.
Yeah.
They don't connect
Yeah,
to
they do.
anything. They connect to nothing.
Oh, and literally right there, hold it, freeze. We look like we have eyes in the back of our head right there.
I know. Isn't that
Can you
weird?
trace that? That with those two V shapes. There's two V shapes.
I want to see this.
Trace those two V shapes on the back of the skull, real quick.
What? This right here? Or
Where they bump up. Yeah, where they bump up. Yeah, that, and then the one directly above it. It kind of looks like an airplane flying into our head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the fuselage, and the tail in the very back. Yeah, we got eyes in the back of our head.
One of the things
At the bottom.
Can you
You
look at
see those holes at the bottom
Right here?
in the back? No, go up higher.
That?
Right there. Yeah, what are those?
It doesn't say.
Wait, hold on. That's the occipital. The occipital, right? That's what Jinx Cat was talking about. The occipital may have changed. It was up higher or something like that, but now it's down low. Uh oh, we lost Ty. He'll come back in a sec. And then we had this.
Crazy.
What is that triangle shaped
Shows
bone?
us we're turning into hybrids.
Yeah, we have that. What's that bone right there? That one. Yeah, that triangle shaped bone. What is that called? Atlas?
Atlas
what?
C1.
Atlas C1.
What book is that? I can't.
Wow.
Where's that book at the body?
Okay. What
I
is
wonder
it?
if I can find my 1972 book that I just bought.
So what we're looking at,
somewhere.
this is,
See if it changed.
Melissa, what is this program so everyone can access this? It's called humanbiodigital.com, index HTML. Is that what it is? So it's
Yeah.
free to look at?
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
can see
free
it?
if you have Google, which everyone has Google. If they have YouTube or if they're on YouTube, then they can go to it free and log into it.
All right. Can you rotate this? You were pointing out something looked different on the bottom, like of the skull earlier.
Right here?
Something looked different on the bottom.
What is this bone right here?
Yeah, what is that called? The palatine? What is that?
Okay, Brian. I got another.
Hold on a minute.
I know. I was just seeing where it was located.
Let's talk about that split. There is a split in the bone, like up here between the eye sockets. Do you guys remember that split up here? You see where I'm pointing at? Yes, right there. On the bridge of the nose, there is a split. I don't remember that from going from socket to socket right here. It looks like kind of looks like eyeglasses, honestly. Like the bridge of an eyeglass is up there between the two eye sockets, and then up here there's a split on each side. Honestly, I mean, I think it's possible we're being upgraded. I'm just saying this could be something that's going on, that we're being upgraded somehow. And can you trace, Melissa, where are those not eye holes? Where are those 6 holes? And we'll talk about the chin real quick. Show us that chin bone that points out.
This bone right here?
Yes, the on the jaw. See, I don't remember it sticking out like that.
Even more.
Yeah, it sticks out even more. It's kind of fashionable, actually, right?
A strong jawline.
Yeah. Yeah, strong jawline. Yeah, it was more rounded. Guys, it was more rounded. And where are those 6 holes? Let's point out, so just in case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about.
1,
holes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and I believe they're used for some kind of sinuses. But you said something's different about the cheek up here also. What's different about the cheek? You want to tell us?
Yeah, this used to be flatter. All this right here.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I noticed that.
And see, look, watch. You can see straight through it. There's a hole.
As soon as
Yeah.
Teresa showed it to me today, this is just not an hour
Yeah.
ago. As soon as
And
I looked at it today, I was referenced immediately to the Neanderthal man, and I thought, what is that? Because that extra skin, it looked like extra skin or extra bone. It looked completely out of place. I caught it right away. So did everyone else see that too? Is that the same for everyone here? They can see it.
yeah, it wasn't like that. See, right there. Wait, hold on. Keep that highlighted for a minute. Can you rotate downward now? Any way you could rotate the head up more and the body down? No, go the other way. Can you bring it back the other way? Yeah, there you go. That's it. Can you trace that bone really quick around the eye sockets and back toward the ear? Can you trace those two bones?
I'll highlight them and trace them for you.
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody remember there being such a small gap right here between the eye socket and the?
Is anyone?
I don't remember that being
Is anyone still
that narrow.
I can see.
What?
Melissa, point out that small gap with your cursor.
Okay. You mean the one right in here that
Saying there's a
goes?
small gap. Where is he referring to? The small.
Okay.
Holy crap!
The bone
Holy
right
crap!
here around the eye socket, on the outer part of the eye socket, there's
Right
a bridge
here?
there, and there's a bridge up to the ear.
See? There's
That
a
was not
hole.
like that. You can see straight down through there.
No. We would get no.
Wait, hold
Be in
on.
big
Stay
trouble.
right there. Stay right there. Trace that. It looks like a heart shape. There you go. That's a heart shape formation.
It's got to be on the other side too.
It probably is. What's on one side is on the other.
Well, at least we're still symmetrical, right?
I guess. Yeah. For now, anyway.
Okay. Well, what I did is we were talking. I looked and checked our human bone count. We're still at 206. That's what I remember.
Yes.
Our bones, our vertebrae are our bones, rather, backbones are 33.
33 vertebrae. I remember that.
That is correct. So I was.
Okay, let's talk about the rib cage. Can we go down to the rib cage now? Are we done with the skull, guys?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
What?
Why?
Oh.
Yeah, the rib cage is a no-brainer for
Okay.
me, obviously.
Okay,
This is
Nick.
crazy.
Does anything look odd to you right now with the way that
Yeah, look at these.
chest is
The whole
now?
thing looks odd. Everything looks odd.
What is that? That's the clavicle. Now I broke my clavicle when I
I
was a
thought they were
kid.
straight.
Yeah, that was not that way.
They had a little curve to them, but not like that.
Not
Not
like
that
that.
I remember.
Not like that.
Not.
No, it was a lot. It was straighter than that. That's totally curved.
All right.
It have to be that way because the rib cage the way it is now. Don't you agree, Brian? If it was straighter, the rib cage wouldn't fit.
I'm not 100% on that one. But I don't remember being quite as curvy.
Right.
Salted Senior.
Let's talk about that spider web in the front.
Yeah, it looks like a Black Widow spider.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And there's like that part that's hanging down in the middle. Do you guys remember that part at all?
And the whole thing isn't. The whole thing looks like battle armor. It was never like battle armor.
All right. And there's a web.
Okay, do you guys understand? The whole thing is battle armor. It was never like that before. Nothing was encased like that. Nothing.
I want to point out something too. You guys know the three bones in the arm, right? The humerus, the radius, and the ulna. Do you guys notice something right off the bat with the humerus? Look how there's like a concave section. Look at the very top there. There's a concave part it looks like it was like shaved off. I don't recall that.
No.
There's a split in the humerus right there.
Again, not that I'm a doctor, but I would have noticed that too. Because
What the hell?
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, I just noticed that. And by the way, in case you guys don't know, the radius and the ulna, real quick. the radius is okay. The ulna radius is on the side where your pinky is, right? Am I right?
Yes, right here.
No, that's the ulna. Ulna. Side where your thumb is the radius.
On this side right here.
Funny, when you hit your funny bone, you're actually, that's why they call it the funny bone. Is that right?
Right here.
Um.
When you hit the funny bone.
All right, and let's Can we Melissa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I want to point out that we have 2 floating ribs on each side.
Okay. 1.
Ribs are the rib cage total. Let's go ahead and give us a number. That way we know in case it changes.
Oh, you want to count them all?
Just count one side. Count them all on one side, then we'll just double it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. Is that 1? 12?
There's not. Is
Oh, really? 12?
Wait a second. Is there one on the other side? Yes, there is. Yeah, that's 12. So that's 12. Yeah, 24.
24
Oh, wow.
altogether.
Okay. I never actually counted the ribs in the rib cage. This has got me curious, though. 12. That's 24 ribs total.
Yeah, we don't have 20.
Right? But it seems like it wasn't that narrow at the top. You know, it looks like it looks like the rib cage is more straight across now, where I don't know, I want to say it was more angled down maybe, but it looks like it looks like a
Looks upside down to me.
Melissa,
it looks like a slinky.
Melissa, can you throw in the organs?
Yeah.
Let's throw in the organs, because the organ position will show us, will really flip us out.
All right.
Not in the right place.
What are we looking at here? Is that oh wow.
Shit, that's not right. Right away, that's
Look
not
at
right.
that's our liver.
No, that's not right.
That's our freaking liver.
That's not right.
Look how
Liver's big.
huge that is
Okay,
now.
That means
And that
Yeah,
used
now I
to
will
be down
say-
here.
that means that we can drink a
Yeah,
lot.
I know.
That's what that means. That's
I
what
will
that
say
means.
this, unless
What
it's
did
changed.
he say?
In this,
I said
he
that
said we
means
can drink a lot more, right? We can drink a lot more water and stuff.
I think it's because
that's big. That's a huge livers.
I think it's because of the air in our lungs aren't filtering it as much as our liver is filtering the air more now for us.
That
They're
would mean
changing.
something. That would mean something. I would love to talk to him.
Pretty for myself breathing.
I would love to talk to him.
You mentioned that the
doctor.
You might want to mention that about the breathing, and my asthma is completely gone.
yeah most people's asthma and breathing issues are totally gone. A lot of people are pointing out.
I used to have to carry an inhaler with me everywhere I went. That's what's crazy about it. I've
Oh,
already lived on
I
an
did not
inhaler.
mean to do that.
Get out of here.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're usually.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Maybe not so many organs. No.
Oh my
Well,
gosh,
before I
I'm so
forget-
red in the face right now.
I know we're working top downward here.
I clicked
Liver
the
was
wrong
not
button.
okay.
Totally.
Can you trace the liver for us real quick?
Yes.
There it is.
I'm not even going to begin to trace these small intestines.
Go back in the other room.
God.
Go on.
I
I'm so
I
sorry.
wanted
Go
to
in the
tell
other
you
room.
guys-
That was rated R. Go in the other room.
wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to tell you that 42 was the number of jobs that the liver has. Those are the numbers of responsibilities that the liver has or had. I'm not sure what it is now, but that's what I remember. I remember the number 42 on the liver.
Okay.
Rotate.
more
Can
jobs
you
than-
rotate the skeleton around?
Which way?
Can you rotate it around vertical? Like, I mean, yeah, look how we look almost reptilian in the back. Look at that backbone, how sharp the rib, I mean, not the ribs, but look Look how sharp that is. But what do we notice about the scapula? The scapulas have changed. How they appear now. No one is talking about this right now. I think this is new. Feel your scapula right along here. Trace it. Go ahead and trace it for me, Melissa. There is some kind of ridge right along here. Okay, I don't remember it being so sharp like that. Okay, you guys remember that?
No.
Look at that.
No,
I do not remember that.
That's all brand new to me, and that's exactly where our shoulder pain is, right there.
Yes, I remember them being more flat. They were flat.
Yeah.
I had a friend in school all the time in the cafeteria when I was in middle school. He had this ability. He was double jointed. His scapula was up like grasshopper wings. It was kind of creepy, actually.
Kind of anorexic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ought to talk to those people like Twiggy, who's still alive. We should look at her skeleton, maybe. That was a joke, guys. Okay, let's go downward again. Remember, there are 33, right, Ty?
Yes. My question is to you.
33 vertebrae.
For those that are Mandela affected, would they be, since we're affected in other ways from movies, from songs, from news, from history, would we be affected to these body changes as well? Yes, we'd have to be. So we would have, like Teresa said, she does not have asthma anymore.
Turning into artificial intelligence. That's what we're turning into, artificial intelligence.
Yeah, well, by mixing frequencies, okay. We've already proved that certain frequencies can actually heal your body. I'm sure there are some destructive frequencies as well.
Well, Hendrix certainly thought so.
What?
Well, Jimi Hendrix certainly thought so.
I think so too.
No, he really did. He set his music at a certain frequency because he thought that his tones were better. He was that's what he thought. But that's something completely different. I wanted to know if we're being affected, that we're noticing these changes physically as well, and everybody that I've talked to that's Mandela affected is having some sort of physical ailments now.
Yes, I've been having knee issues on the inner part of my knees. Now let's go down by the knees real quick. I want to analyze those for just a minute and see what you guys remember. And I know I'm not just because I'm getting old here, but look, can we take away those ligaments and everything for the moment, Melissa?
We can try.
All right. Don't bring that other image back, whatever you do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, our audience is probably tripping over that. Teresa, anyone have any questions in the chat?
Yes,
I'm looking.
yes.
All right.
Shouldn't he be wearing clothes of some sort?
I mean, it's obvious we're looking at a male skeleton. The female may be slightly different, especially around the pelvic region.
Totally sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
My daughter come running.
Michelle said she doesn't want to be a reptilian hybrid.
All right. I don't blame you, Michelle. Let's look at.
She was, oh my God, LOL.
Hey,
one
Ty.
guy said you already went eye sockets. There used to be holes in our eye sockets. We didn't talk much about the eye sockets because
everybody pretty much knows.
Right?
Yes.
Our eye sockets used to be hollow, and now they're not.
Exactly. If you try a Three Stooges stunt and hit someone in the eye sockets, you may blind them, like permanently.
Anything else changed with their eyes, right?
Have you guys noticed that your eyes are getting dry a lot more? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the weather, but my eyes feel dry all the time.
About the time that I was Mandela affected is.
Oh, this is weird. Somebody just dialed me from my phone.
What?
I just got a call from myself.
How does that happen?
I have no idea, but I declined myself.
Let's talk about these patellas. You guys know everyone.
I just got a phone call from my phone number.
Everybody, feel your patellas. Do they seem different to you? These patellas seem a lot smaller to me for whatever reason. I'm not. They seem smaller.
How the hell can I get a call from my own phone?
Melissa, it looks like you got most of the ligaments gone.
Okay.
Okay, so the top bone. Let's talk about these 3 major bones in the legs. Actually, there's 4 besides the feet. All right, so what do we have here? We have the femur, okay, and then we have the tibia and the fibula. The fibula is the small bone, right?
Yeah, but look how it has that
Or no,
ridge on it right there.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Can you zoom in? Or like a valley. It's got sort of a valley drilled out in it.
Myself. Oh my God, that just freaked me out.
Okay.
How do I get a phone call from my own phone?
I mean, I think it's fantastic that we're able to see this on the skeleton now.
It looks very similar to what it was. I don't really see any big differences, but then again,
you don't see. Okay,
again, it's very
I want to point out. I want to point out that to me, I don't remember the knees bowing inward so much. Like it seems like there's a lot more pressure on the inner knees, like on the inside of the knees.
Okay, I'll buy that. I was looking at the bones of the leg and the ankle.
Yeah, the bones of the legs really haven't changed very much. But
can you add some muscle there to see where?
yeah, let's look at some muscle if you can.
Because that would lead to. Has anybody
no freaking way that can happen.
Is there any possible way that we'd have more trouble with our knees now? Less resilience to things because that's what the shock that we put on our knees.
You can add all kinds of stuff. You're gonna have to tell me. Do you see it?
How many of you guys notice your metabolism speed up or whatever? Like, cause I don't work out very much, and I feel like I've been losing a lot of weight.
You feel like you're losing weight?
Yeah, like the breathing. I mean, we barely touched on the lungs. You said the lungs shrunk, right?
Yeah.
They seem smaller now. All right, we can always go back and look at that.
See those lungs to see if whenever you
I do too.
I want to see those lungs.
Okay.
We'll be able to tell. They're just bags. They should be easy enough to discern what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, you're doing really well, Melissa.
Oh,
you're doing awesome. You're doing better.
I am.
You're doing better than what I could on this.
I don't feel like I'm doing very good. Okay, so now we want.
Does that look like a happy skeleton to you?
We want to.
I guess he
is. We
is.
want to start adding things back on.
We should give the skeleton
a little bit of skeletal muscle.
Yeah, give the skeleton some more personal days, and then it will have.
Well, I just hope I don't hit the wrong thing. Somebody scream if I hit the wrong thing.
Okay.
You're gonna have to put over 18 on your video.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
That's probably okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got something.
Now we do have something.
Okay.
Muscular, right there. That should be it. Muscular system.
Muscular is what we want to see.
There you go. All right.
What the hell?
Okay, that's right.
I mean, the legs really haven't changed much. It's just the inner part of the knees seem like they're different, maybe.
It seems like there's nothing at all. Nothing.
Oh, can you turn it around? Like, can you rotate it to the front and then zoom in?
Can I rotate it to the what?
Okay. Actually, that part looks fairly normal. That actually looks okay right there.
It looks fine.
Okay, this is crazy.
And again, there are slight variations depending on the person. Now, I actually have. I spoke to my doctor. Let me just pull this up. I'm gonna go on mute for just a minute.
Go ahead.
And do you want to talk about those lungs, Melissa, while I find this audio?
And Melissa, try to put it in the lungs.
I spoke to my doctor about the kidneys.
I don't know where the lungs are. Do you see them?
They're inside your chest, Melissa. That's where they are.
Bring up the respiratory system. If you not reproductive, stay away from reproductive. Right there, about 2/3 of the way down, it says respiratory. There you go. No, that's reproductive.
Oh my God!
Get it out of here.
I need to put my glasses on.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it being that yellow. the point that really gets me. That's Mandela affected quite a
Oh,
bit. If it's that yellow.
do this. Oh my goodness. There's the lungs.
Thank you. Thank you for the lungs. I think we lost Brian for a good while now.
Oh no.
I'm trying to find the audio where I was at my doctor's.
That's good.
And I've got him. Hang on.
We thought you were on the floor at this point.
Oh my gosh. I'm leaking my eyes. You know, on the Grinch, how he says, I'm leaking because he's crying. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
See how tiny the lungs are? Oh my goodness. Teresa? Oh, she can't hear us because Brian's on mute, or she could hear
Brian's
us
on
probably.
mute. That's right.
But she can't talk to us. Oh no.
You can hear us.
Can you see what people are saying in the chat?
I can't see. I can't see anything in chat at all.
Oh no. I am so sorry, everyone. I am so sorry. I just hope everyone's laughing instead of like going, this girl's not okay.
Yeah, they're writing letters as we speak. They're sending emails out, angry emails.
Oh no, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Oh. I know, like with the breathing, you know, that like the breathing is less. We're breathing less. You know what I'm talking about?
You're saying that the lung capacity is not as great as it used to be. And I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you
our lungs used to be way bigger than this.
Well, that's what they were saying, and that's one thing I can't tell you for sure. And I try not to speculate on things that I don't know about, you know, from a certain reference point. And I don't see the difference. I see the difference in the rib cage, that's for sure, but I don't see the difference in the lungs. But that's just my own personal observation. But I see the difference in the rib cage for sure. And of course, where the organs are encased in the rib cage is ridiculous. Obviously.
Is this the mesentery right here? What is that?
That is it says, what does it say?
Okay, guys. Oh, hang on.
Okay, here we go. That was painful.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, I had to like I had to dig this up. Okay, and this is from my doctor. I went to see recently. Listen to what he says about the kidneys, okay? Because I questioned him about it.
Oh, yeah,
Listen to this, guys. Hope you can hear that. I just always love the kidneys are down lower, you know, right down. Some people it's a little higher, some people low. Yeah. You guys heard that? Like you know, like you punch someone like a kidney shot. You know, kidney shot is like down here. Makes more sense.
Let's spin around the anatomy so we can see the back. Yeah, so we can look at the back.
He said some people's are higher, some people's are lower. He did say that on the kidneys. So I just want to make that clear with everyone. That's coming from an actual doctor.
Can you put the kidneys in for us?
If you can find them for me.
That's actually the is that the no, that's not the endocrine system.
No,
that is
it's not the endocrine system.
the waste removal.
But the one thing it's definitely not is reproductive organs, Melissa. It is not reproductive organs.
That is the red. The reproductive is the red button. Do not hit the launch. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Launch.
That's the urinary. Okay. You see where respiratory is toward the bottom, where you check that one.
Right
Go 2 below that one. Go 1 down and then 1 more. Yeah, that's it. Urinary. There you go. Okay, you guys see how high up the kidneys are? Let's Melissa, can you describe them while you're doing that? While you're tracing it?
That doesn't make any sense.
I thought your kidneys were down further because people would hit you in the back before and be like, kidney shot. Ha, ha,
Yeah,
ha.
well, there's no kidney shot now because it's encased in your rib cage.
Yeah, so they can't
There's no
hurt you.
kidney shot. There's
Where'd
no
the
kidney shot.
mesentery go, by the way? Did you notice that?
Can you search for? Yeah, you can search. It says you can search the complete male anatomy.
Yeah.
Right there.
Let's not search.
Do you see right there below the hamburger button on the left, the top left side? There's a hamburger button. Right below that says search. See if we can search for the mesentery. You know how to spell that?
No.
Mesentery.
Look.
Yeah, I'll spell mesentery for you. R-E-P-R-O.
No.
No. Hey, our skeleton has lipstick, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're just having fun. Hey.
It used to be spelled that way. It's a Mandela effect. It used to be spelled that way.
Do you see where I'm pointing at, Melissa?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. What is this up here?
That's
Not this vocal
thyroid.
Adam's apple. What is that? What is that? The thyroid gland?
Yeah, thyroid.
Is that where that bone is now? There's a new bone in there or something?
No, it's not a new bone. It's always been there. The floating bone.
The floating bone. Let's look at that real quick because people's thyroids are messing up.
Right. It's right there.
Right now, right now. Where's my glasses?
Can you zoom in?
That bone.
I'm freaked out.
Done here, guys. I'm gonna check the chat and see if anyone has any questions. I know. We're not doctors here. We're wondering what's happening with our bodies right now.
Oh goodness. This looks so crazy. This doesn't.
My question. Right.
Somebody mentioned to me, be careful if you go to Walgreens and Walmart, okay? It is quite possible. It is. I mean, not just going there. I mean, if you're going to go there and get your pressure checked in your arm, I heard some of these machines could be injecting you with a chip. So be very careful about using those machines, folks. You never know if they're going to be doing that. Or Melissa, what did you say about the left arm or the right arm about taking the chip? We want to talk about that too.
I remember before it changed and said in your right arm, and then it said on your right arm, and before that it said on your left arm or hand arm.
Okay, well let's just look at it this way. If someone
and
they're going to be sneaky
in
about
their
it,
left
way
now.
it is.
I think what they're doing is they're showing people the Bible and saying, see, look, it says right, so it's okay for you to get it in your left. And that's why all these companies are putting it in people's left hands now.
Well, let's just assume that both left and right are bad for now. Do not get the chip at all.
I do have something to say about that. The mark of the beast. The mark of the beast. I realize everyone is very fearful of it. Nobody wants to take the mark of the beast, obviously. But I really don't think that's a possibility right now. I do think that they are gearing up for it. The one part that you guys are missing is the very, very important part where it says you would not be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast.
Okay.
Buying and selling has to do with commerce, eating. You understand? Going to the store, buying the things that you need. So if you're not part of that world system with that mark of the beast in your right hand or your forehead, then you can't be part of the world system. Simple enough. That's what the mark of the beast is. Because it's buying and selling.
Right, and the beast is the system. It's not any particular person. We're talking about a system here. Does anyone know 666 barcodes?
Yes, of course.
And documentation on that, where a minister talks about it. In the barcodes, each bar has a certain amount of measurement, has a certain thickness. and there are 3 bars that are 666. One on the outside, actually 2 on the outside, the one in the middle.
Right, 666. It's been
Number
that way for
666.
years, and years and years.
Yeah.
Three sixes. But again, that's not the mark of the beast either. It's just there. A lot of things are marked 666 for a long time. It's one of those things. But again, it has nothing to do with us. It just has to do with us being prepared for something. So when you see 666, it's not going to be something that it's new. It's going to be something that you're used to seeing all the time, just like barcodes.
Melissa, you still got that picture up? I wanted to see if you could show everyone that bone in the neck a little closer. That new bone.
It's not a new bone.
So it's always been there. It's just not. Can you tell us? Because you studied medical. You studied anatomy.
This is the floating, that bone right there. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Can you go in more? Can you go in? Can you zoom in any more?
Oh my God.
I might have to rewatch that movie from the 80s, Inner Space. You guys remember Inner Space with Martin Short? They flew into him.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the thyroid is actually right down there in the neck. Now, okay, so up above the thyroid, we have this floating bone, right? And it's called is it the hypoid or the hyphoid? Or what is it? I can't read that.
Hyoid, hyoid.
Oh, hyoid. It's okay. Okay, so HYOID. And you say what's different about it?
It's always been there. It looks a little different to me.
Oh my God. Yeah, the thyroid looks like a butterfly. It looks like a miniature pelvis on your neck.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. Look like if it was there before, we would have noticed it because of the weird shape. And it's something that I really didn't notice very much.
People can't hear Tyler.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you need
much
to get
better.
closer to the mic.
Were you talking about the thyroid doesn't look normal?
I don't think it does, because it doesn't stand out.
That's
It never
better,
did stand
Tom.
out
That's
as much
better.
as it does.
Can you, any way you could like, yeah, that's it. Can you trace that for us? So just in case the skeleton, can you also trace the clavicles? Just one of the clavicles. That way we have a clear idea of what it's shaped like in case that changes. Yeah, can you trace that? Thank you, Melissa. All right.
Melissa,
And it's important to talk about these things.
Can you do me a favor? Can you possibly get an overshot of the top bone there, the clavicle, so we can see how much it's curved? Because we're looking at it straight on. Can we look at it overhead, looking down?
I seriously thought he was going to say something horrifying.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what you're talking about, Brian, right there. See that curve? That's what you were talking about before.
I want to describe
there's no way that was that curve. No way.
It looks like a what is that to you? What does that look like?
Oh my God.
Looks like a sine wave almost. Like an S. Wait a second. Hold on. Okay, so can you rotate the skull forward a little bit so we can see that scapula again? There's like a hole in the scapula too, if you notice. Look at that. Holy crap.
Show me the hole in the scapula.
Look where the scapula connects to the top of the deltoid. Like where the deltoid, there's 3 deltoid muscles at the top.
Right.
That's a ligament, right? Okay, where the clavicle connects to that ligament and the ligament connects to the scapula on the left side. That scapula, there's like a hole. Do you see the hole up under that ligament?
Look, Brian,
yeah.
Do you see the top rib there? The top rib.
Yeah.
Underneath the I'm losing myself here. But look how close that rib is, stretching around underneath the clavicle, connecting to the back. Look at that. That is new to me.
Hang on, can Melissa? Can you point out what he's saying?
Where?
The top
Where?
of the what we're looking at right now, that rib right there. Look how
Okay.
close it is to the clavicle.
Right
Oh
there?
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's not much clearance there at
There's
all.
nothing there. There's
Now,
nothing. So if you broke your clavicle, you would break your rib.
I did.
It's right there.
Yeah. I broke my left clavicle when I was a kid.
And it doesn't take anything to break a clavicle. Nothing. I think it's 7 pounds of pressure to break a clavicle. And if you broke that, would you not break your rib? The top rib?
Yeah.
Or bruise it at the very least. So I'm asking you, did you bruise your rib at the same time when you broke your clavicle?
That I don't know.
It would be very painful. You'd remember.
I was like 5.
Is Teresa still on here?
Yeah, she's still here. Teresa, you there? Yeah.
Yeah, she said she's freaking out.
So
Yeah, what?
It's not a paranormal experience.
wow. See, Data
Like-
Junkie's even
Like
saying too.
Dad, a paranormal experience now.
Okay. Wait, who?
Can I tell you what it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was sitting here talking to you guys, and I got a phone call from myself.
Yeah, we heard you say that.
I know. That's insane.
What is this?
I'm sitting here, and I'm looking, my phone's ringing, and I'm looking like, who in the hell is calling me? Excuse my language. And I'm looking, I'm like, who in the heck is blah, 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 blah.
Well-
And I look and I said, that's my phone number. I just got a phone call from myself. There's no way that can happen. I'm on the phone with you, right?
So, sometimes that can happen. I think if you're on the phone with someone, you hang up while they're on the phone with you. If you're on,
I've been on the phone with you. It happened while I'm on the phone with you, live.
okay.
I literally got a phone call from myself.
Oh wow. Hey, what are all those green strings?
That's paranormal. I
It
literally
is.
seen myself come up, and it had my name and everything.
Well, imagine if you were to have a conversation with your future or past
I
self. What would
declined
you?
Just to let you know, I declined the call. I didn't want to talk to myself.
That's good. That's,
Okay,
that's
okay.
good to know. That's good to know.
What if you did talk to yourself from a parallel reality?
Oh my.
That was from the
That
past.
could have been a parallel that just called me.
With the Mandela effect, anything is possible at this point.
He's telling.
But it came up, and I'm on the phone with you. There's no way that my phone can call out and call back to me, right?
No, there is a way.
Mm-hmm.
There is a
I
way.
saw my phone number come up and my name.
There is a way.
Ty.
Like there was another Teresa out there with my phone number calling me.
No, Teresa, there is a way for the phone to
I'm
actually.
freaking
bounce
out right
back.
now. I'm sorry, guys. This is just too bizarre.
Teresa,
Stuff like
there
this
is a way-
happens a lot.
Teresa, on a three-way call,
It
there
just
is a way
happened.
for your.
I'm listening to you guys, and I see a phone call coming in, and it's me.
Teresa,
I swear.
Teresa, there is a way for the call to be rerouted to you and bounce back to you on a three-way call. There is a way to do it.
How?
It just does.
Well, I don't see how that happened, but
Melissa, can you go back to that Zoom where you just were?
Oh, guys. It just freaked me out.
Melissa, will you trace those scapulas from that view? Trace one of the scapulas.
No
Oh my God.
explanation for that.
Wow.
It's still freaky, right, Brian?
Oh, that's not right at all. Brian, you see that, right?
What's that?
Look at the scapula, right? And see the top ridge, how it comes down like that? Look at it. Zoom in, if you can, Melissa.
That might explain why people have been having like back pains between their shoulder blade and spine.
Yeah, look at those bones going right down into. Look at that. What is that? That when you talked about your friend Brian, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't showing this. He was showing these.
Wait, showing what?
He was showing your friend was
the bottom part of the scapula. Yeah, that's what he was showing. That's what he would.
He was not showing this. These things, in my opinion, in my memory, were straighter against the shoulder, not going down. That's going down. Look at that angle.
No, they weren't joined like that. No.
No, we'd be breaking we'd be breaking these every day.
Look how that comes
Tell
up.
me about it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's something else. That gives a whole new meaning of shoulder pads right there. You need them. You need shoulder pads to do the dishes. That's something else right there. Really, look at
Okay.
that. That's
I suggest everybody develop a touch memory for your body. One lady on Evan Powers' channel actually found out about the chest change from when she measured. She actually would measure her chest every day or whatever with a tape measure, and that's how she found out her chest changed. And also, if you feel the chest, it feels like it's pushed in a little.
I don't know
It feels
about
like
any
it's more flat in the front. Do you guys feel that? How it's more flat in the front?
I don't know about
And
any other females, but you know, like a lot of time the bra sizes go by how wide they are here.
we have no idea what you're talking about. That's completely out of our realm.
Well,
No, I know what you're talking about. Of
I would
course, I'm
I
just
would
kidding.
love to hear if any other females have found that their bras are loose. They're not as tight as they were.
Well, women go through a couple different processes all the time, depending on if their weight fluctuates. Obviously,
Okay, what if your weight hasn't changed? Nothing's changed
I
except
don't
for
know. I'm not a
Mandela
woman.
effect.
I wouldn't know, but I understand what you're saying.
I'm
I
just asking
understand.
the women out there if they think their number has changed with our rib cage.
that's a good question. I mean, women are very observant when it comes to like body changes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave it to the audience to answer that one. Just I would question everything, and you know why do we question things?
Well,
We're
you know, the thing is with me is that these changes
human nature.
have been gradual, Brian. This has not just been one day we woke up like this.
No,
One thing and then another, then another, then
no.
another. And I think Teresa's point is valid when she says, "What are we turning into? Is there a higher power? Is there a higher reason for this? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all."
Yeah, curiosity with human nature.
Well, the thing is,
I I,
I don't think
I
it's.
don't want to lead people in the wrong. I don't want to lead people in a direction that's you know that these things are happening instantaneous. You're right, Ty. These things are not instantaneous. They've been going on for some time, and it's almost like as the Mandela effect goes on, we're going further and further back in time. Like, so, I never knew that the Mandela effect started in the '80s or even way before then. It's like it's going further and further back in time. These changes are happening, and I always wondered like how we advanced so much in technology in just in the past. You know, from 1947. You guys, just a little brief timeline. 1945, we dropped the atomic bomb, right?
Right.
2 years later, we discover an alien spacecraft. Okay, and then 33 years later, into the 80s, we're talking major technology breakthroughs in the 80s.
Yes, I heard about that. I know about that, but that's all very. I I'm very much aware of that, and people who want to read up that stuff will find that stuff out too about secret concordance with aliens and things like that. That's where we got our technology. That's what you're alluding to, Brian. Is that we have correlation for electric lights and how that went along. We have correlation for Morse code and how that went along, but we don't really have any correlation for the computer technology that we have. We suddenly had it. That's what you're saying. We
Yes.
suddenly had these technologies that we didn't have any precursor for. And all of a sudden, we used to be able to fix things 10, 15, 20 years ago ourselves. Now, I can't fix my microwave. If it breaks, I buy a new one. You see, I can't fix that stuff. It's beyond
Yes.
me.
Yes. There's a lot of repair shops that are not around anymore because of it. I remember you could take your TV to a repair shop because TVs were so expensive back in the day. And now you can just buy a brand new one for 50. You could buy a good used one.
Sure, exactly.
Um,
But I think you're right, and not to scare people because
no. Of
these
course
these
not.
these things these Teresa was freaked out because she just found it out, but I think she'll be just fine. I think she'll be just fine with it.
With the phone call you talking about?
I'm talking about with the with
Oh, with the
finding out about
changes.
with the anatomy, with the changes. I think she'll be okay.
Right. But I want to ask Melissa, because Melissa, you've studied scripture way more than me. There's no possible way they can put that 666 chip in it. They can't force it on us, right? We have to voluntarily take that. Is that right?
No, they can force it on you. That's for sure. Yes, they
No,
can.
no, no. What I'm saying is they can't just take it like unknowingly. You'll know that you're taking it, right? Right, Melissa?
They might try to pass it off as something else and have you sign your, like if you go to the hospital, and they're giving you an IV, they might have you like sign some paper and
Like a waiver?
yeah, and then boom,
no, that's not the way it
but
works.
From what I understand from what the Bible said is you have to make a decision.
That's what I remember too. But go ahead, Ty. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying.
I understand what you're saying, and this has been going on since forever with people talking about the mark of the beast. Again, it's to buy and sell. It's as simple as you make a decision. You want to eat or not. Simple. If you don't want to eat, don't get the mark. Don't, and it won't be referred to as a mark.
I still think we can try to resort to bartering. I don't know how long that will last, but that's the way we did it in the old days before we had money. Yeah, we would make a trade, like, hey, I'll give you my corn for your wheat. That's how we would do things.
Let's see how the bank feels about that. or your landlord would feel about that. They would not barter with you. We'd be in trouble. And
well, you don't know that. You don't know that. They might. I mean, I know some landlords who take service, like I do computer work, so they would. I've had landlords that would do that for me if I just work on computers for them.
Well, the problem is how much gold do you have? How much silver do you have? How much precious metals do you have that you can really barter for? And a lot of people have talked about this, and that's why they want to store up gold. I'm not one of those people. I'm not rich. So, that's why people are talking about having gold as a bartering tool. But I'm not worried about it.
Whatever is going to happen is going to happen, but we still have a choice. We always have a choice. That's what Neo said in The Matrix. Am I right? He said we always have a choice. Yes. And there was wasn't it? It was I remember I did a video on it. The doctor in Spider-Man 2. He said, "You always have a choice, Peter." So I think I do fall in line with what Melissa's saying. I know what you're saying too, Ty. We kind of do need to be prepared for what's coming. I don't want to scare anybody. It's all about preparation.
I don't think God reason to be scared. But
God will feed us.
Mm-hmm. He always does.
He'll take care of us.
Yes,
he always does. He always sends me the right people at the right time, and that I would not have made it to where I am today if it had not have been for God. And I will say that in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Yeah, amen. And just throwing another little tidbit, we're blessed enough to live in the United States. I mean, we live in the greatest country in the world. We don't suffer from. We do have problems, sure, but we don't have problems like Indonesia does. Syria does. There's families there too. We live very, very cushy lives. We make more in a week than most people in India or in Pakistan make in a year. So we're very, very blessed. We own more than entire towns ourselves. Just what we have around the house, they would give both of their arms for to have just a taste of what we have. So yes, we're very, very blessed.
Yes, and let's talk about some alternate plans in case things go sour. What do we do? Let's say let's say I have some extra bandages, okay, and you have something. Let's say like a water bottle. I'll trade you some bandages for a water bottle. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's right. That would work in a post, let's say, apocalyptic scenario.
Favorite word.
If I know that the Bible does say that the man of perdition, okay, is coming, and there's going to be rioting possibly in the streets.
It's the man of sin. It's the man.
People are gonna imagine a winter. What?
It's the man of sin and the son of perdition.
The son of perdition. You're right. I'm sorry about that technicality. I know, but I like that. I keep thinking Game of Thrones for some reason. You know, winter is coming. You know, and you know how they talk about that ice wall in the north. Well, there's always that evil that likes to come in and tries to bring you know, the enemy. The enemy is always at the gates. That's why we have to be prepared.
Well, we're as prepared as we can be. But what do you suggest, Brian?
Well, like Melissa was saying, learn how to grow your own vegetables. If in case, you know, I mean, many of us have started stockpiling a little bit. I know it's always good to have a little bit of extra water. Like if you, like right now, like Walmart water is like $2.84 for a 35 pack. That's not bad. If you could stock up on say 3 or 4 of those, keep them somewhere. That way you'll have them, you know, in reserve. Now, like we're going to be sort of messed up when it comes to milk because milk spoils. You know, any
you can have
Get powdered milk.
Powdered milk.
Yeah.
Same thing.
powdered milk.
Sure.
It's a good option.
All your commodities is what you need. Coffee will be very expensive. Sugar will be very expensive. Creamer, electricity. You need generators, all sorts of stuff. But it's a little bit beyond our reach if something outside happens. If the environment changes, if there's some sort of natural disaster, if there's some sort of thing where we have to leave our home and we can't take our stuff, that's where we really get into trouble, where we can't take it with us. My truck only holds so much. I can't take a year's worth of food with me, and that's where people get into trouble. And again, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. That's why
Yes, of course.
I try not to dwell upon that stuff. It is what.
All right.
You know,
right. We have to. It's just like preparing for any other disaster. You have to prepare for in case there's a hurricane or tornado. You always have a place of refuge you can go. So it's sort of like that. You don't live in fear because then there's a degree of control over you. If you have fear in you, you're going to be controlled. Just admit that. I mean, I really feel like something big is coming.
Oh yeah.
And I
have to agree. I have to wholeheartedly agree with you. I think all of us feel the same way. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it means, but obviously I feel like we're building up to something.
Right. And nothing may come from this eclipse, and that's great. That's wonderful. That means we have an extension. We have been given grace by God.
Please talk about the eclipse. I have not heard anyone talk about the eclipse at all.
Okay, so the eclipse is supposed to come from the west and head to the south. It's supposed to head from the Pacific Northwest, from Salem, Oregon, pass through what is it? Down below Chicago, the lower part of Illinois. Some kind of what is the name of that place? It's help me out here, Teresa. You know?
Are you talking about Yellowstone?
I'm not looking at the map. Let me pull that up so everybody could see that real quick. And again, I'll be brief because I don't want to get off this topic too much. I'll be brief. But I am going to go see it, and I'm going to try to get it live if possible. Hopefully, we don't lose cell phone service.
What is the importance of the eclipse? Why does everybody think it's so important? They think it's a sign. Is that correct? They think
the sign of Jonah is what they think.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know where they came up with the sign of Jonas, because Jesus said the sign of Jonas is the only sign that generation will be given as the sign of Jonas.
Evil generation, not the people. Only the evil generation. He was talking to the evil people. He wasn't talking to his people. He wasn't talking to his, Jesus's followers. Because with them, he gives them many signs.
What's the sign of Jonas?
It's for the evil generation, for the evil people.
What is the sign of Jonas?
Well, he was in the well for, 3 days and 3 nights.
Right. Wouldn't the sign of Jonas be the same thing as Jesus Christ being in the ground for 3 days?
3 days and 3 nights.
And then he rose again.
Okay, here is, you guys see that, right? Can you guys see that?
Yeah, they're talking about that X. That's what they're
talking
about.
So are you trying to say that the sign of Jonah is when he comes back?
No, the sign of Jonas. I didn't say that. I said the sign of Jonas could be that Jesus was in the belly of the earth, like Jonas was in the whale.
The hell of the well.
Same
Yeah.
thing. It's the same thing. So
Okay,
the sign of Jonas.
I know this
Go ahead.
is kind of hard to make out. Here's Memphis, Tennessee.
I see it.
It's supposed to be passing by. It's supposed to be. Here's the northern tip of. Looks like Georgia up here, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina right here.
Parallel is this?
So it's going to pass.
It makes no sense to
Right about
West.
what? Let me just go ahead and say I've watched somebody's video on this. I'm not sure whose it was, but there's so many videos about the eclipse right now. It's crazy.
Sure.
The eclipse is supposed to end in Charleston, South Carolina, and it's right at the 33rd parallel, right? Which is interesting. Very interesting.
Why is the 33rd parallel so interesting?
I'm not sure of the significance, but it also happens to be 33 days before September 23rd is when this eclipse is happening.
Okay.
Another interesting number.
Okay, but it's 33 being the number of years Jesus was on Earth, or before he was crucified.
Yep.
Is that why?
Yes. And 33 typically means like a higher knowledge, wisdom, or resurrection.
In Masons, sure.
In numerology, masonry, yeah.
In masonry, yeah.
It means enlightenment, typically, or resurrection.
Well, it wouldn't be considered resurrection because Jesus didn't raise until what? Pentecost. So that was 50 days after, 50. So 50 days after he rose again, right? I mean, he was around for 50 days. You see?
I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you guys something, Ty.
Yes.
How do you explain the eclipse lasting? Okay. I've heard people say it's supposed to take 93 minutes for this shadow to move across the entire United States.
Okay.
So it's moving at a very, very fast rate, this shadow.
Yes. That doesn't sound right, but that's okay.
93 that part I do not get.
93?
93.
Okay. Well,
93 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, or let me just extrapolate here for just 1 second. Bear with me, okay?
Okay.
One of the things and please bear with me, okay? Because remember 9/11, okay? 9/11. Yeah. What occurrence of what number was over and over and over again on 9/11? What number was occurred over and over again? Does anybody know? The number 11. The number 11 occurred on 9/11 over and over again. 9/11.
1010.
Right. 911 was 11. There's 110 floors in each building. That's 11s. The flight numbers added up to 11. The number of people on the planes added to 11. The time that the plane hit added up to 11. The area codes of Iraq, Afghanistan, all this other a bunch of garbage. But what's the significance of number 11? Does anybody know what the significance biblically of the number 11? What it means?
The towers?
No, number 11. What does it? Yeah, the towers themselves look like an 11 too.
Well,
both towers look like an 11. What's the significance of number 11 in the Bible? Number 11 means judgment. And judgment is the number 11.
Judgment.
Michelle, Melissa, you know that one?
That's just biblical.
I think she might have lagged out.
That's just biblical numerology. So when you talk about the number 33 in the eclipse, I understand all these signs. Keep in mind, again, going back to the Bible, the Jews seek after us. The Jews require a sign. The Greeks seek after wisdom. The Jews require a sign. We're not Jewish. We don't require a sign. The Greeks seek after wisdom. That's what we're trying to do. We're non-Jewish people are looking to know things, to understand things. We're seeking after wisdom as non-Jewish people do. Only the Jews require a sign. This generation will not be given a sign except for Jonas, the sign of Jonas. And you're saying the sign of Jonas is, of course, this eclipse. That's what they're alluring to. The eclipse. When Jesus died, there was an eclipse. There was an eclipse supposedly during Jonah's time. Before he went to Nineveh. You understand. So they're speculating. I don't want you guys to get all hyped up over the eclipse.
Well, I want people to be prepared, and you know, because like I shared the Simpsons episode where if you look up at the sun, actually Marge looks up at the sun and she goes, her retinas get burned. You do not want to look at it no matter what you do. There is the temptation to look up because the sun will be gone for a brief time. I've told my son, he's 8 years old, I've told him, make sure you get some viewing glasses. And I've talked to his mom about that. So, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm being too loud.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're okay. Where did Melissa go? Is she gone?
I think she lagged out.
Okay, but so people actually thinking that the eclipse could mean that it could be something to do with the rapture or the second coming or the beginning of the tribulation period, something like that.
Scrappy says is the sign of Jonah. Jonah's is a change in our Bibles. Yeah, that's right. Jonah's, and they're. Oh, hey, Melissa.
What's a change
Melissa?
in the Bibles? Did he say? You're looking at the chat. What's a change in the Bibles? Did he say?
It's concerning Jonah. The name has changed from Jonah to Jonaz.
Yeah, it is Jonas. Jonas is the transliteration. They're both correct, but he's right. Jonas and Jonas. They're used.
Okay, I want to hear from Melissa too about this. Do you know how this eclipse could be the sign of Jonah? Let's pose that question real quick, Melissa. Do you know?
How? He was just talking about that.
Oh, go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She was gone.
I think you were answering my question already. I'm sorry. Before I go ahead.
Go ahead, Melissa.
No, you go ahead, because you were doing a great job.
Go ahead.
The sign of Jonah.
She was gone.
She came back in. She got back in. I know you can't
Hi,
see her.
Melissa.
Yeah, she's back. Hi, Melissa.
The sign
Hey,
of Jonas,
Melissa.
the sign of Jonas could simply be what Jesus was talking about, is that he was in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights, just as Jesus was in the earth for 3 days and 3 nights. Now remember, when Jesus said that, no one knew about him being crucified. No one knew that he was going to be crucified. It was a big secret. Nobody knew. The only sign to be given to this generation is Jesus Christ. 3 days and 3 nights would to them it would be the sign of Jonah.
3 days and 3 nights of darkness.
Well, it could be. No, it wasn't 3 days and 3 nights of darkness. Even when Jesus was around, it wasn't like that. When he died, it wasn't 3 days and 3 nights. Remember, it said immediately the sky was darkened. I mean, if you want to read more into it, read the verses. Not only was the sky darkened, I mean, the dead rose too. That's what the Bible says. The dead rose. No one talks about that. They just want to talk about the sign of Jonah. Hey, the dead rose too. I'd be more concerned if the dead were rising. That would be something. That would be a great Mandela effect.
With Jesus, yes, but not the sign of Jonah.
Right,
but the dead didn't rise with Jonah.
No, of course not. But with Jesus Christ, and that's what people are learned to. Of course, I believe, Brian. My question was: do people think, because of this eclipse, do they think it's going to be the end of the world? Do they think it's going to be the second coming of Christ? Do they think it's the tribulation? What do they think it's going to be?
I think it's God's final warning, honestly. Because people, we're very sinful people. Nobody wants to listen to him. So he is sending this sign. It could be. I'm just saying it could be his final sign, his final warning and he's calling his people to come back to him. And I have heard that call. That's why I'm not giving up my videos. Okay. There is one thing I wanted to point out to y'all about what Mr. Sir Kenny is saying. He told me twice in the chat so far. Brian, he says, true. Nelson Mandela Moons is on Simpsons. I want to point this out real quick. I know it's off topic. Okay. Do you guys remember this guy Nelson on Simpsons?
I remember Nelson. But
he was like, ha ha. You remember he always points to Bart Simpson. He's like, ha ha, right?
Yes, right.
He's like a nerd.
Yeah. No, he's
actually. Did he have a father? Did he look like his father a lot?
No, he's the bully.
No, he was the bully.
He's a bully.
Right?
Yes, I remember him. Yeah, what about him?
Nelson.
Yeah, I remember him.
His middle name is Mandela. Right there.
No way.
Nelson Mandela Moons is his name.
No way.
Seriously. I've never known that. Isn't that
ain't a
crazy?
clue. I don't know what is. You know what I mean? That's a clue.
That it can't be. His middle name is Mandela.
It can't be. It can't be. Pull up when Nelson Mandela was released from prison in the apartheid of South Africa.
How long has The Simpsons been on TV, too?
Since the 80s.
80s, yeah, about 85 or so, I think.
Yeah, I think
So
1986.
try to do like a research of how they named that character. Maybe you might relate to Nelson
Okay.
Mandela.
Okay.
You might relate, like some research.
Okay,
Maybe I can do some research on it.
Okay, February 11th, 1990, Mandela was released from prison. Another 11.
Yeah, that is 19.
He served 27 years in prison.
Yeah, and he was released in 1990.
I was born in November 11.
Let's talk about when
The Simpsons.
Let's talk about when the Simpsons were released.
Well, they started on the Tracy Ullman show.
Okay.
1989. So how in the world is he?
Yep, December 17th, 1989. That's actually my grandmother's birthday, December 17th.
How in the world would they be named Nelson Mandela?
Hold on a second.
1989.
I just realized something, y'all. My other grandmother's birthday is March 17th. Golly. I don't know how that happened.
Synchronicity, Brian.
Yep, I know we talked about our grandmothers in our previous episode, Teresa. September 3rd, right? In case we ever forget who we are.
My grandmother and Brian's grandmother both passed away on the same day, September 3rd. Right, Brian?
Yeah, it was the same year or different years? I forget.
So let's not lose topic.
1991 to my grandmother.
Mine was 2016. Yeah, okay, let's get back on the topic here.
The Nelson months.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. My bad.
That came from the chat.
The Nelson Mandela months on The Simpsons is named Mandela before Mandela was released from prison because The Simpsons came out in 1989, is it?
1989, December 17, 1989 was the first episode.
Came out in 1989, which is a little bit later than what I thought. But the point is that Nelson Mandela was released from prison in 1991. No one knew who Nelson Mandela was in 1989.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, no one knew who he was.
Could that be a clue? All I'm saying is, could that be a clue?
I would say yes, absolutely, because no one knew who Nelson Mandela was in 1989. We knew who Gorbachev was. That's it.
Wow.
Right? I mean,
so definitely a great find.
He was supposedly
thank you, Mr. Sir Kenny. I appreciate that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Who?
Mr. Sir Kenny in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
What do you say?
He was the one that brought up that Nelson Mandela months. That was a great find. Yeah, my gosh, I would have never known to check that.
That is a great find. Very good. That's a gold star.
Well,
there.
Does anyone have anything else they want to bring up before we close? We're going to close with a little prayer. Melissa, would you mind leading us in prayer after we get done?
Sure. Tell me when.
Okay, Ty, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do you have anything else?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit there. Bro.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say before we close?
No, go right ahead. Close.
Okay, Teresa, you got any last residues or anything you want to share before we close?
I don't want to get no more phone calls from me. That's all I know.
All right. And
that was a joke.
well, at least it's you and not some creepy person, right?
Yeah, but I declined my own call for myself.
All right, let me just see chat. Yeah, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining us. And as always, have a great Mandela Effect night. And Melissa, would you lead us in a prayer?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say I'm sorry first off.
It's okay.
Father in heaven, we just thank you for allowing us to come together tonight. And we want to thank you, Lord, for giving us eyes to see the truth and ears to hear the truth, Lord. And we just ask you to fill us with the Holy Spirit and continue to guide us and give us great discernment. And keep us grounded, Lord. Keep us grounded so that we know the truth, that we don't believe in these lies, Lord, that we are not deceived, Lord. Keep us all grounded. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Melissa. All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.